Libra, how you doing? So as you may know, if you've been following the channel for a while, we are continuing on with a different set of kind of readings, but really this is channeled messages. This is, excuse me, this is really just for people that enjoy the channeled stuff, but you really do have to keep an open mind with these ones because they can come from anywhere. They can relate to you, your partner, your feelings, your thoughts. They're appealing, someone's appealing in court, appealing for court action. Or caught in action, action. Okay, court action. But again, I'll just come out with a load of stuff. If they really relate with you, they do. If they don't, they don't. I can't hold back and say messages because some people don't like it. A lot of people do like it. Some people just find it, they don't understand it, and they think, how can you say all of this sort of stuff and put fear into people? But that's because people are watching it for a specific reason of a message that could be for them and not for others. Okay, so they are purely just channeled. Okay, Libra, so I have got some strange messages for you, definitely around court, okay? Being caught in action, someone could well be doing something and then get caught for it. But a lot of you, there is an appeal towards court, okay? And it is strange that I just said that because some of your messages are relating to that came through, which was there is no change in their, I also picked up in their condition. Okay, so there's going to be an illness here for some people, but there is no charge free of all charges. There is no change free of all charges is the first message that came through. So I think a lot of you possibly are going through court now because I'm doing Libra. Libra also represents merchant buying and selling and also legal, kind of like legal stuff. So I might channel some world things. Okay, but I'm definitely picking up like there is no spare change. And there is also no change in someone. So I think a lot of you are dealing with a Scorpio energy, okay? Scorpio, okay? Dealing with Scorpio energies. There is no change in their condition. But for some reason, I feel this is around like a young child. Now, I don't think it's physical death for a lot of you. I really don't. But for some, I am picking up an energy of something that you might witness in your life from someone that could be losing some sort of battle of something. Now, I don't know if this is a court battle or a physical battle of someone that really is ill. And this would be like an elderly person and you're like grandma or granddad or someone like that and you know is really ill. And that there is a change, but there isn't a change. But the energy, as I'm recently doing it today, really feels like there isn't a change, but there's a possibility of something that could happen, okay? But no spare change, there is no change in their condition. So I think that some of you are going through something like medical with people of, I don't know, I mean, as Libra, you could even work for children and you work for like hospitals and people or children of certain conditions, okay? But it feels like that for some, there is no change in a condition, like it's continuing on of someone that is either one, critically ill of an older person that you know. I really hope that it's not younger people, but I feel that there is some kind of energy around you guys where someone is dealing with, well, they said bipolar for some, but like, I don't know, some sort of like an illness. Now, whether this is your children or friends' children or children of children, I really don't know. But they're saying that there is like a diagnosis of something, like diagnosis. I'm also hearing Di, the name Di or Diane or something like that. But diagnosis is what they're saying. Okay, and that there is no change in someone's diagnosis, meaning that someone could well be looking for answers towards a condition that you have or they have or someone has, and they're looking for an answer towards a condition, okay? And that the conditions are that there really is no change in someone's condition, meaning it feels like that someone is going to be this way for quite some time until either one, they said, I just heard come to terms with it. Okay, come to terms with it. Have you just witnessed a lot of you in your life somewhere that someone has passed and there is someone that is in like a critical state? Because they're saying critical state. Chris, the name Chris. Okay, or a critical state. Something to do with state, like in America or something, but in a critical state of mind. But they're also saying like in a critical state, like someone could well be ill and critically ill. but also criticising. I'm picking up Christine criticising, critically ill as well though. So I think the messages are kind of like, and they're slightly changing all over, because normally when I hear messages, they come through and I'm like, oh, okay, that might, just grab that one, it could be that. And okay, so bear with me. But I'm picking up that some of you out there, where you're dealing with someone that is critically ill, like physically critically ill, and they're in like hospital, okay, and that there doesn't seem to be a change in their condition at the moment, meaning that for some of you, you could be involved. They're saying that someone could have been, God, do you really want to hear all of this? That someone could have been involved in an accident. That's what they're saying. That could be involved in an accident. I don't know. I was going to say could have been, but then that just changed to could. And as I was trying to say, no, not could, because I don't want to put jeepers at people, I was going to say could have been, and then someone said could. So someone said, my spirit. Meet my spirit. You can't see them, but I can. But they're right here, isn't you? But anyway, sorry. But something to do with... Oh, okay. I've just picked up... Now, y'all know me. When I do esoteric writing, I'm also dyslexic, but it changes for me. And I picked up cot, as in cot death, for some. Cot death. Cot. Or cotton. See, it's very strange, because it's either court appearance, cot, as in a young child that's in a cot. But I just had cot death. Sorry. I really hope that that's not happening. Obviously, why would I wish that anything to happen to anybody? So they would be things that have happened, right? Okay. But I'm picking up around Scorpio energy. Now, Scorpio energies, they did have something to do with drinking and driving through last month. If you can remember, if any of you watched, and there were strange messages, well, they were August reading, and we're still only mid-August at the moment. So there has been a lot of things that have happened. I've witnessed loads of things that have gone on in my life, and they're not involving me, but they're involving like people, you know, that I've just heard about and things that have happened. Okay, but I'm hearing like either a cot death or a court appearance, or drinking, driving, something like that, accident. I'm hearing that. And like a claim for something, like claiming accident insurance claims or something. Insurance claim. And claiming on the insurance, but for medical history. Like I need to claim on the insurance for the medical bills. So there's something to do with bills. Bills. I'm hearing bills. But, or the name Bill itself, Bill, or Ted. But, Bill. But, I'm hearing like, is also something to do with like courts, because they put in a bill, don't they, normally in America? They don't really here. Well, they do, but I think we call it something else. But they put in a bill and say, okay, this is something that we want to go ahead in political matters. But also, like, I need to put in my bill. Okay, so I need to put in like how much this is going to cost me. Right now, whether someone's doing it to you or you're doing it to them, but it feels like that someone's going to hand over these papers to someone, and it's going to be like a substantial amount of something. Now, for some of you, these papers that are being handed over is like a notice of work, or a sick note, or I'm also hearing Capricorn for a lot of you. I don't know why, but there was a horror film that was called Sick Note, and it was a devil in there, and that's why I've just related it to Capricorn. Okay, but like hand in something, like I need to hand this over to you, and it's like, I don't know, the proof of identity, or the proof of a child's name, or the proof of like a co-conspirator. Myra, I'm also picking up an admirer for some of you, but what do you call it, like a coroner, like a coroner wrote the report, and we need to get the report from the coroner to say what's happened. Is this physical accident? Is it a death? Is it was it caused by unnatural beings of like, you know, drinking, driving, or drugs, or anything like that? Was that involved? And I really do pick up that there was an accident around, and I'm kind of relating that to messages that I've just recollected of what I've done through August that was coming out for a lot of people around Scorpio, Cancerian sort of things, around like be careful. Okay, So I really don't know, and I couldn't tell you, and I wouldn't want to tell you if these are future predictions or something that's already happened. Right. But no change. There seems to be no change for someone, like no money. Like it's because it's kind of like a money involvement in this, and it feels like there is no money. Right, there is no money. We have no money to like keep going, or so we've got to do something in order to make more, kind of thing. But they said that there is no change. Like there's no spare change. Like you've got money, but you've got no spare. I'm also picking up a spare tire, which would relate to Cancerian, because that's the only star sign that has wheels on it. Okay, so it could have something to do with the Wheel of Fortune, which should also represent Capricorn, being their major planet of karma. So someone that is Cancerian and has Capricorn or Cancerian in Saturn. Someone that has, I have Cancer in Saturn, or Capricorn in Saturn, or Libra, or even Libra, I don't know. Someone's either got Libra, Capricorn, or Scorpio in Saturn, I think. Okay, but a definite connection, strange one there, between a Cancerian, okay, and a Capricorn energy, right, is involved somewhere in your energy. Now, whether this is an actual person themselves, okay, for some reason I always seem to be drawing now, but that's normally where I come up with other ideas and things. But whether this is a person themselves, and this person has Cancer and Capricorn in their chart, some of this could be to do with there is no change in someone's condition, right? So whether this is like to do with like legal stuff that even could just represent like divorces and money involved within house and home and buying and selling and divorce settlement, because I'm kind of picking up the energy of Taurus, okay, of Taurus. So that could be like the separation of assets of money and things like this, and it could be involving these people in this chart. Okay, but what else have I got for you? But one thing that I did write was critical and ill, and I picked up through writing critical as in Chris or crypt. See, that would be Scorpio energy. Chris or Christine or oh my word, I know some. Oh wow, sorry, I'm just kind of relating to these as man. I see, even I know. Anyway. But Christine, something to do with Christine, right? Christine. What is this to do with Chris? Chris or Christine? I'm picking up Virgo. I am though, Virgo energy. Virgo. So what is this message about Christine? Difficult. That's what it said. Very difficult. It's very difficult. It is very difficult for me to explain. Cult. Sorry, I'm kind of like channeling a full message for. See, I've just done this for someone, for a deceased loved one, and it was a full message for them. Okay, so hopefully you've got time, but it's very difficult for me to explain things. I find it hard to communicate. Communicate with you, and is why we're having a breakdown, which would relate to someone having Cancer in their chart. Sorry, I hope you're okay with me just being quiet. This is normally how I channel. Okay, breakdown. So it's very difficult for me to explain. I find it hard to communicate with you, and that I'm having a bit of a breakdown. Okay, so someone could be called out. Someone could break down in their car and they need calling out for and to go and fetch. So this could have something to do with the travel company, or that someone is physically having like an emotional breakdown or a physical breakdown in a car, okay, itself, and it wouldn't be involving Cancerian, but it would be involving that we broke down somewhere, okay. But I'm picking up, look, let me just break it down for you. Oh man, who was that? Let me just spell it out for you. It was Pisces energy. Pisces energy. And it was, look, let me just spell it out to you. Now that was either messages of like, it's over, it's done, or it's, let me spell it out and break it down for you because you don't seem to understand when I say it. Right? So there's something about someone's speech or vocabulary, or if they speak very fast or fluent of a language, because some of those messages in the past readings, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, would still relate to, look, let me break it down to you and explain. And it feels like someone's having a breakdown because they can't understand what someone's saying, like shocking news of something, and it's like, look, let me just break it down for you simply, right? Now, whether this is because I'm hearing hopelessly devoted to you, but now there's nowhere to hide. Since you pushed my love aside, I'm out of my head. Hopelessly devoted. Virgo, because I always relate that to devotion. Devon or Devi, but devotion, because that would be loyalty. So that would be the dog that stands next to one of these decks. Anyway, stop explaining your process, Steve. Something to do with like devotion, like I'm devoted but outvoted. It feels like I'm devoted but I'm outvoted. It's like every time I try to say something, every time I'm around you or there's other people around you, I always seem to be outvoted, right? Outvoted. I'm devoted to this thing, whatever it is, but every time it happens, I'm always outvoted, as if I'm the one that is. You know when you go to a sports event, I don't know why I picked this up, but you know when you go to a sports event, right, and you was a kid, and you was crap at football or something, or hockey, or whatever you played as a kid, and then you've got, okay, so we're going to pick people out, all stand there in a line, they're like, yeah, I'll have Dave, he's great, yeah, Dave, you can't bruv, you're with me, well, I'm having James, because like, he's brilliant, right, James, you're with me, son, yeah, right, you'll go, and then it gets through all these people, and they're last, right, and then someone looks at him and goes, yeah, I'll have the tree over there. I'll pick the tree first. You know, bruv, I'm over here. Like, you want to pick a tree instead of me? Well, I'll probably do more. You know, I don't know why, but I'm kind of picking that up. Like, someone's sitting there waiting to be picked for something, and they're like, bruv, like, all right, you know, I'm here. Like, yeah, no, I'll have him, her, him, and her, and them, and it's like, bruv. Hello, like, hello, yeah, and someone's like, man, I'm always outvoted. It doesn't matter what I do to try and argue the fact. It's like, I just feel like an outcast in all this. It's like, am I really here? Do I appear missing in any kind of situation in life? It's like, I'm with you all the time, but y'all just talking amongst yourselves, and it's kind of like this, it might be a third party, maybe, but I'm kind of picking it up more along the lines of like, there's you and your partner, and then your partner maybe, or you maybe, is kind of like talking to someone, and your partner's kind of like, bruv, like, y'all just getting on and talking to yourselves, and I'm just standing here like a dummy, just kind of like looking good and everything else, while you're just like gibbing and gabbing and getting on, and it's like, oh, don't you realise that's my fella, kind of thing, you know, this mine, this is my person. And this person's like, oh, no, don't worry, and they're flirting with this person, oh, we're just friends, and we've got loads to say, and this person's kind of like, bruv, I've got no way of competing with you or with anybody, and this is when a guy would normally go, fuck it, bro, and go at the end of the bar and just like, right, yeah, I'll have 4, yeah, give me the best shelf over here. I'm picking it up more along the lines of like, hopelessly devoted, but I'm always outvoted, you know what I mean? Now, whether this is to do with the political stuff that's going on at the moment, are people voting? I don't know, is Trump going for a second, third, or I don't know, how long is Trump going? But it feels like people are voting for something, right? Like a vote, a poll, like a bit like what you would do like when you vote for me. I've never voted in my life. I don't vote for people. Me, honestly, I would actually vote. Boris Johnson never comes up for re-election. I would vote for my Prime Minister. Okay, I would vote for him because I actually really like Boris Johnson. He's the first Prime Minister that didn't have dealings with America. but didn't have dealings like, God, who was the other lunatic that we used to have before? When you had Bush, when you had Bush going, and we had Tony Blair. Oh my God, did Tony Blair... Gee, damn man, Tony Blair put us in more than you can possibly imagine. Who did you have at the time when we had Tony Blair? Can anybody remember our Prime Minister? We come from a different country. I don't think Bush was. The Bush wasn't really in then. No, Bush was. It was President Bush and Tony Blair. I mean, look at both of them. Really, if we call a spade, look at both of those. Really? Are they worth anything? You could be dealing with another Libra or Sagittarius energy, right? But I mean, really, when you look at both of them, any of you in sound mind or whatever. But I'm picking up as like a political vote or something, like a polling station or vote, and it's like, well, man, who do I pick? Which one do I pick? Well, your messages seem to be a little bit strange. What have we got? 2115. 2115, 6, 7, 8, 9. You could be dealing with a life path number 9. The 9. Oh dear, those people that are 9s. But what else am I getting for you guys quickly? There isn't much. It feels like some sort of polling station, some sort of decision. I'm sorry about the messages to do with around the cop thing or the cop thing. Something to do with the cop thing. Which is like, I don't know, someone's copping a feel or copping a look at someone. That's what we would say in Britain. Oh, cop a look at that, bruv. Right? That's what people would say. But also cops and robbers, cops, police, bacon, pigs, whatever. Old Bill, bacon. So someone work at a restaurant or something. Old Bill, I have bacon. Yeah, bacon and eggs. Don't know. Very strange messages, but I do apologise. Like I said, you got to have an open mind, because if someone's watching this and they're kind of like, listen, that one really does relate with me. Those don't, but that one does. You can't let people think, all of these messages are going to relate with just me. It's not possible. There's thousands of people, well, hopefully, eventually, that watch this, but when I channel messages from outer space. So, out of reach, so far, I never had your... But we're going to stick with some of those. It's very difficult for me to explain. I find it hard to communicate with you. Yeah, something like that. Okay. So anyway, they're your messages, Libra. I'm sorry if I look a complete state, but man, it is hot in the UK at the moment. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, guys. If you want tarot readings, there's plenty on this channel. There's somewhere for you to find them. They're all over the place. If you want readings that are not been on here and you wonder where the 15th until the 31st is, that is over on tier 2, but they are, by now. But if you're unsure and you do just find this channel, I'm sure there is plenty of information in the Show More section where you can find these extended readings or the readings and all that sort of stuff when you watch past readings. If you want a personal run, it's personal run, rabbit, run. But if you want a personal reading, you can reach out from the link below from the email. Also, keep up to date with the old Angel Radio. Hopefully trying to make something new soon. Okay, guys, thanks very much. See you soon.